It was the hunger. When the end of civilization came, it wasn't how movies or television portrayed things. There were no lingering vestiges of civility left among the uncontrolled chaos. The self-preservation instinct and human savagery kicked in almost immediately. The ones who owned guns used them. Those who had supplies hoarded them. The weak and ill-prepared for doomsday did not last long. There were no laws anymore. Pacifists, the timid, and the elderly were eliminated within the first couple of weeks. It was the natural order of things. Survival of the fittest immediately manifested itself. It always does. Roving bands of scavengers roamed the crumbling cities and overgrown countryside. There was no honor among the survivors. They hunted for mutual gain, but would instantly turn on each other if the partnership stopped being beneficial. Every soul slept with an eye wide open, and their hand clutched a weapon of choice. To let your guard down was to invite rape, robbery, and death. The careless souls ended up sizzling in a frying pan as the next meal for the desperate and the ruthless. Family units quickly became a thing of the past. Later on, the very idea of a genetically related partnership was such a foreign concept that no one would have believed it was even possible. This societal breakdown could have been blamed on a number of miscellaneous factors, but it was primordial hunger which pushed humanity back to the Stone Age. The food supply dried up overnight. Farmers ceased to produce pigs, chickens, cattle, and vegetables for the rest of the population. They keep the food for themselves, and that triggered a grocery shortage. Simultaneously, a trucking shortage, a fuel shortage, and the absence of every single commodity needed to supply a modern society finished it off. It didn't take long for the average person to run out of normal food. First came the end of the good stuff, like items sold at supermarkets. Then people moved on to eatable things that were available until they too were fully exhausted. Lastly, the desperate did what the desperate had to do. They resorted to animal food consumption, and then they ate the pets themselves. Hunger is a powerful motivator. Starvation and the gnawing pangs that we are all subject to pushed ordinary citizens into unapologetic cannibalism. The timeline for this was faster than anyone would have believed before. Having Mexican or Chinese food took on an entirely new meaning. There were a few genuine attempts made to resurrect human civility. Governments would rise up and then crumble overnight from fierce resistance. These successful scavengers were too comfortable without society's laws or moral constraints. They developed a savage desire for human flesh and carnal debauchery. These vultures of human sorrow banded together to collapse any effort to bring civilization back. Their assault raids were led to maintain the status quo. Hunger comes in many forms. Not only was there a hunger in their empty bellies, but there was also a ruthless hunger for power. Hello everyone, this is Magnetar. I just wanted to say thank you for listening to this story. Nearly 100 of you have joined me in the void by subscribing to this channel. If you have not, please, I invite you to take the dive and join us in the void. But remember, astrophobes be warned.